Today we have some exciting news regarding the recent patch for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now, I am sure a lot of you very well know that the Bruen has been demolishing every other weapon within Call of Duty Warzone. And if you have been following the channel, you'll also know that the underbarrel shotgun for the Famas had somewhat of a game-breaking bug where it could literally one-shot players at a crazy range. Now, with this recent patch for Modern Warfare, the developers have been able to fix this before it's gotten out of hand. Not only have they fixed the Famas bug, but they've also tuned a bunch of weapon balancing, so that is what we're going to discuss in today's video. So first up, let's talk about the 12 gauge deputy underbarrel shotgun. Now, what the community believes what happened is with the recent Famas buff, somehow the deputy was able to carry over that damage range, as we all know the Famas is now able to deal max damage at any range. Personally, I love this buff, and I was a little scared as I thought the developers were going to nerf the Famas simply due to the shotgun being broken. Thankfully, that is not the case, and all they did was clamp the close range damage and fix the damage fall off. Now, a tip for the Famas at any range is to simply select fire mode and one-tap players at a distance. You'll be amazed at how fast you can down players, so try and give that a go. Next up, we have the Bruen MK9, and finally, we will be able to do our pros and cons series without being melted by that cheat gun. So praise the sun on that one. Now, what I plan on doing over the next few days is putting together a list of my top 5 blueprints for Season 5. So if you do have a blueprint that has been slaying for you in Warzone, be sure to leave it in the comments and hopefully we can slot that into the next video. Now, the list I have already includes some really strange loadouts that you would not expect to be competitive, so try and think outside the box when sending yours in. Anyways, the Bruen has now received a further decrease in damage to the upper torso, as well as an increase in its recoil. I did pick this thing up the loot table in Warzone, and I can't say it's definitely not as beamy as it was before. Interestingly, the 16 round magazine also got an additional increase to its recoil, so that is interesting. Was the 60 round magazine reducing the recoil to begin with? You guys can fill me in. Now, next up we have the ISO, which has received some movement adjustments across the board. They have reduced the movement penalty for the drum magazine and increased the base aim down sight movement speed. Now, I personally thought the ISO was a pretty good submachine gun, but it wasn't competitive enough to go toe to toe with the likes of the MP5 or MP7. Having a base 20 round magazine really does hurt it in my opinion, because you're losing that extra attachment stop for that drum magazine. Although we will have to try it again and see if the movement adjustments make it any more competitive. Next is the 725 sawed-off barrel. It received a small increase to its aim and sight speed, a small decrease to its movement speed, and reduced close range damage. I've never used a 725 shotgun in Warzone, but it has now got me a little bit curious to see if there are any other shotguns which we might be sleeping on. The Origin 12 is okay in my opinion. It can be a little predictable in some situations, but we'll have to experiment and see. The last 2 points on this patch note mentioned fixing an exploited prison. I'm not so sure what that exploit was, but you guys can fill me in. And lastly, they removed the voice alert from the high alert perk. Well guys, that is everything in today's patch notes. It is a small update, but there's some really big changes with this recent patch. It is a shame that they couldn't fix the snake shots this fast, but hey, at least we finally got the Bruen nerfed. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, dislike if you didn't, and consider subscribing for more Warzone videos in the future. I shall leave you with a little teaser of what lies ahead with the commando gameplay in the background. Enjoy.
Oh, I see him. He sees me.
Push that.
On a revive.
And now like shot in the back.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
4 left. They should hopefully fight each other.
So I was hoping, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go split up here a wee bit.
Yeah. I got self. Ah, crap. They left. Found him now.
I'm selfing.
There's a guy close to you. I've cracked him. Guy's back up that I down.
You've got zone. Well done.
Let's go. What a game.
Thank God your sniping was on point there. You saved my ass big time.
I actually like physically feel drained after that. Like I'm wrecked. Oh my days.
GG's.
It could have been really differently. GG's, lad. Alright. Alright, son. I don't even know.